Yo, what's going on, peeps? It's MC Noble. Want to start this off by saying Happy New Year, I believe. I don't think I've done anything on this channel yet this year, as I was away last week. So yeah, let's kick off 2020. Hope you guys had a good 2019. I had a sick 2019. It was awesome. Did a lot of things that I never imagined that I would do, starting to play out in nightclubs and doing all the radio stuff, and it's been an absolute blast for me. It came as a little bit of a surprise. I've made some amazing friends that are like family, and I wouldn't know what I would do without them. And yeah, we kick off 2020 with Stomping's first birthday, so I feel very privileged to play this one. Stomping celebrating a year old for running events. We got the man like Paulo, and now we've got the added Rob IYF, and I cannot believe that Rob IYF is actually coming down. Like, this is crazy stuff right here. Like, the tunes he's producing at the moment on the 24/7 hardcore label are just absolutely fire. I even did not know this until the other day, but Rob IYF made a hardcore remix of that Power by Little Mix, and oh my days, like, there's just tunes that you would not expect would be hardcore tunes. And he's doing 2 sets. Stomping has 2 rooms, so there's a upstairs room and a downstairs room, which is wicked. So downstairs is going to be all your hard trance and your hard style and your more harder sort of room with no MCs, and then your upstairs is going to be your normal, like, hardcore, your power stomp, you know, all the usual, like Stomping's always been last year. So Rob IYF is actually going to play in 2 rooms because he produces hard style, he produces hardcore, so that's going to be absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. But I am looking forward to his hardcore set the most. The man like Paulo, he's years old, he's been in the business, he's been in the game for years, and I believe he's actually semi-retired, but he still does the odd bits from time to time. And then we got the fire on the mic man like JD Walker, which is, JD Walker smashes it every time. He played the last Stomping for us with Scott Brown, and he's the only man to handle that mic for Paulo. And then obviously we got all the residents: Dave Fallows, Jester, JW, Franks. I don't think Overdrive's playing now because I think Overdrive dropped his set to book, so Rob IYF could be booked. But then we got Digital Error, we got Monster, and there's more to be announced. So there's going to be more people that will be playing downstairs that have not yet been announced. But I'm looking forward to seeing who is actually going to be playing downstairs, sort of like local resident wise. And then as far as MCs go, we got Andy MC, we got the MC Freestyle, we got MC Turbo, Active, Sniper, we got myself, MC Noble, and guests, so Dave will allow people to jump on and have a little blast. So I am looking forward to it. It's great because I've supported Stomping all through the year, and it's an honour to play their first birthday. And I can't believe it's been a year of Stomping nearly. Like, Stomping have done so much for Hull, for the local nights out and stuff like that, and you can just see how Stomping's grown, starting off with little local event with local DJs playing, and then they move on to booking people like Scott Brown. And obviously in August, we had Joey Riot and DJ Kurt. We had Vinyl Groover in June, Marky G in March. We've had MC Nats, we've had JD Walker. We've just had so many wicked people from Scarborough have come down to drop some business on the mic, and it's just, you know, what Stomping have done for the local community of Hull, and what they've done to the rave scene and the industry. They brought something back, because the rave scene did die in Hull for a while. It sort of went dead when our house and all that really stopped doing all of its business, and Then Stomping came along, and they've really done a good thing for the rave scene, and they've brought back the hardcore, and they've made, you know, they bring a lot of people into the nightclubs, and they do a good thing with the kids events as well, Stomping Kids, where they have all the bouncy castles and all the hot dogs and burgers for the kids, and all the you know, still all the DJs dropping the hardcore music, but you know, all the kids in the little Stomping Kids t-shirts, and the thing is, like, the kids actually enjoy going. You know, you hear of people saying, like, their kids asking when the next Stomping Kids is, so that's doing wicked as well. So yeah, so that's first up for me. That's on the 25th of January, Stomping first birthday. If you do want to come, £10 entry, £10 to get in. Club Vega and The Edge, which is just below Club Vega. So it's going to be absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. And then obviously we move on to March, where it's all about keeping it core, where I head down to Birmingham and go and do some mic duties at Keeping It Core with the man like DJC. Oh my days, DJC's doing a clubbed up set with MC Restless, and to be fair, like, I never really heard of Restless before, and there was like a big live stream event that happened at the weekend down sort of Birminghamish way, called Charlie's Beats. I'll give you a little backstory if you don't know. There's a guy called Charlie who took his own life a couple of years ago, and once every year they run a big thing called Charlie's Beats. They start at midday, so they start at 12 in the afternoon, and they go right through till about 4:30 the next morning, all in memory of Charlie. They raise money for charity, and they do a massive, like, hardcore live stream thing, and they go live, and they get a ton of different DJs, local DJs, mainstream DJs, local MCs, bigger MCs, and they run through the whole entire afternoon and night, playing all different, you know, sounds of hardcore, hardstyle, power stomp, bounce, reverse bass, and it's all in aid of raising money. And this MC Restless was there doing this live stream event thing. The first time I ever really heard of MC Restless properly, and he's absolute fire on the mic, so I cannot wait to see him at Keeping It Core. Then we got MCs Yoda, Shorty, and myself, MC Noble, and I'm looking forward to seeing Rich Corby and Lady Vibes, because they mix on our Forever Young radio on a Wednesday, so I'm looking forward to seeing them and seeing what they're going to produce up on the night. And then obviously we got some of the other DJs as well, but DJC and MC Restless, what an event to be a part of. DJC, you just don't understand if you don't know DJC. That's just something else. And then obviously Alliance will be returning at some point, but the date is unknown for that as of at the moment. But yeah, I got promoted to an Alliance resident, so whenever Alliance have an event, I'm booked with Alliance, and that will basically mean that if they get any, like, mainstream DJs, big DJs, worldwide DJs, people, you know, let's say for example if they booked Darren Styles, for example, I would get the chance, I would get the shot at some point with being a resident to be able to MC for Darren Styles. Basically it just means that I get more prime time slots, so rather than just being on like first, rather than being on like last, I could get like say like a midnight set, which would be like a prime time for an event like Alliance, because that's when the club's probably going to be the busiest, and that's when, like, you know, all the other DJs have arrived who are going to probably do their sets, and that's when, like I say, the club's going to be at the busy point. So rather than just having like a first set or a last set, which, don't get me wrong, I love doing first sets, I've loved warming up for Alliance, and it's always a good vibe, you know, I always bring a bit of energy to start the night, you know, and last set's always good as well, apart from people who are obviously pissed up and going home, but basically, you know, you know, getting a prime time set will actually be a pretty awesome thing. So they're kicking off my 2020, which is not really bad, to be fair. Hopefully there's going to be some more things going on. Obviously as well, I will be back at my Driffield Rugby Club this year, but that will be like later on in the year. That'll be probably like August time, so that's like way in the future. We'll be soon thinking about the 2020 Christmas when I do that rugby club business. But that rugby club, it's always nice to go back there, but it, like, you know, I enjoy doing my local rugby club, but it's never really what it's cracked up to be. And what I mean by that is I much prefer doing nightclubs and stuff like that. Like, it's rugby lot, so they don't exactly like it's hard to really play something that's gonna suit them. Like, it went down alright, but they're not really in. Like, I did a Marquina set last time I went there, and you know, it went down alright, but they more liked my songs like Scarborough Beach. So I think like next time I'm gonna try and do something a little bit more different than just jumping on a Marquina set. And I'm gonna like do some different like rap songs and stuff like that instead for them, because I think they'd prefer that, obviously at the rugby club. But it's always nice to return there, see some of the locals. They always make sure that I'm well supplied with drink, and they also make sure that I get paid for what I've done on the mic and stuff like that, which is really good. And I do enjoy going back there, but there's, you know, because the rave scene and the nightclubs, they are more my thing. I obviously do prefer the nightclubs and stuff like that. So obviously nightclubs is where my main goal is, to do more nightclub sets, but we'll see how we go. I mean, stomping I've always got my back, and you know, I might not get on every stomping poster, but you know, there's more than likely a guaranteed at some point in the future after this stomping, unless I was made a resident, that I would probably get put on again. You know, Dave's always been good to me, giving me opportunities, letting me jump on and stuff like that, and that's what I like about obviously stomping. And I might be back with keeping it core at some point, but keeping it core is a little bit far for me to travel. You know, I'm already like thinking about how I'm going to get to this keeping it core. Train journeys are quite expensive, hotels, whereas Hull, when I go somewhere like stomping at Hull, I've got, you know, friends' houses I can sleep at. I've got my mum's house I can sleep at. Same with Alliance. We're going to Alliance, I know where there's a cheap hotel, but you know, sometimes I can get a lift back even from Scarborough, and stuff like that, and it really sort of makes a change. You know, like they're easier to get to for me, but somewhere like keeping it core does make it quite, you know, it makes it quite far for me to actually travel. So we'll see what happens with keeping it core. You know, I don't really know keeping it core, so till I've done this one in March, I can't really tell you what it's going to be like. I can't really tell you what's going to happen and what's going to go down, but all I can tell you is I know there's going to be madness and fire from each DJ and stuff like that, which is going to be wicked. So I had a good New Year anyway. I got absolutely spangled. I got really badly drunk. My nan bought me a bottle of vodka for Christmas, and then my nan also said that we were going to go out to the pub over the Christmas like time, because I prefer it. They prefer going out to pubs and stuff like that rather than drinking at home. I'm not really one to drink at home, if I'm honest with you. Like, I don't mind the odd can, but I'd never like just sitting and drink at home. I always mainly prefer to like go out. I don't mind going to a house party, but for example, like, I never like just sit and put a Bluetooth speaker on and have a few cans or something like that. I much prefer the pub. So I saved a bottle of vodka, and I thought, well, I've got a New Year's party, so I'll save it for the New Year. Take it to the New Year's party, have a few glasses on New Year's Eve. And I think the word having a few glasses got overused a bit, and I think I had a few too many glasses. Yeah, I got very, very drunk. Very drunk. I was probably one of the worst that I've been in, God knows. I don't even know, to be completely honest with you. I started a Facebook Live to see the new year, and by this point I was already drunk, and I ended up falling asleep, forgetting the live was on. People were filming me asleep while I was still live on my MC Noble page. I spewed up and probably more besides, and I just got in an absolute. I got absolutely wasted. But we still had a good night, you know. It didn't make the night worse, or it didn't make the night, you know, any worse than it was. It, you know, it was still a really good night. The music was all good, and you know, where I had the New Year's party, we stayed over, and they cooked us a big roast dinner. The next day we had beef joints, and you know, God, you name it, we had it, and it was just absolutely fun. It was fan-dabby-dozy, so I was really, really pleased that I got the opportunity to go to that party. Obviously I jumped on the mic and stuff like that as well for a bit, and everything just worked out really nicely, so and stuff like that. And then obviously towards the weekend I went and had a little mixing session at my friend Ben's house for the weekend. They had a little bit of a party and drinks on Friday night, and literally I crashed at their house, and I took my vodka there as well because I still had a bit left. I drank like over half of it on New Year, and I had a few glasses on New Year's on the Friday after New Year, but I didn't go balmy, and I was, you know, I had a few, but I didn't get drunk or anything like majorly nasty or anything like that. Had a good time though, had a good night, had a good mix and stuff like that, and all things worked out good. And then I stopped there on Saturday as well. I was supposed to go back to freestyles, but yeah, I don't know what's happening with freestyle at the moment. If I'm going to be truthful with you, he's taken all this religious stuff too far, if you ask me, but we won't go down that route. But anyway, we got some good events coming for 2020, and I'm looking forward to actually playing them. So please make sure to like, subscribe and comment. Hope you guys all had a fantastic new year. So like I say, we got events coming. The MCing's not stopping. You know, I'm obviously carrying on as you do. We're going into 2020 with MC Noble, and I will be 5 years old this year. I will have been MCing for 5 years. That's like that's crazy, is that? Like, when you think like think of like a newborn baby, think like by the time, like, you know, when a baby's first born, so 2015, was it 15 or 14? Was it 14 or 15? 2015 I started. Yeah, 2015. So think 2015 to 2020, like that's 5 years. But think how much that baby would have developed. Like, that baby would be walking and talking by 5 years. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's absolutely crazy how like 5 years can change. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously my voice has got a lot deeper. So much has happened in 5 years. I'm a completely different person now to what I was 5 years ago. But think of a newborn baby. If that was, like I say, if that was born in 2015, think that baby would be 5 years old this year, but it'd be walking and talking, going to playgroup, be at school, yeah, be at school. It's just absolutely crazy, like how quick 5 years have gone. So yeah, like, comment and share, subscribe, all of that good shiz. We'll see you guys next time.